What's going on, y'all? Y'all doing all right tonight? All right, so I don't even know if you would call this a skill, but I'm just get up here and talk smack, so I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I only got 5 minutes and already started. So I'm gonna tell y'all a story. It's about the first time I ever got whooped in church. So I was that kid, if you hadn't guessed by the last 3 years I've been in church, I was that kid who always got in trouble. Now the funny thing is, kids nowadays, when they hear whoopings, they respond to it like how we used to respond to the Vietnam War or the bell bottoms. Like, I remember hearing about that, predominantly in the African American Latino communities. Usually resulting in scratches, welts. Parents always started with, it's gonna hurt me more than it hurts you. I remember that. I remember reading about it. No, so my first whooping, I'm gonna just lay the scene for you guys. So I was in church, I might have been 6, maybe 7 years old. We were taking communion. It's my first time taking communion. I know it's a crazy world to think that it exists, but I was taking it simply because my mom told me to. There was no why or for what. It was like, okay, either do it or you know what's gonna happen. So I chose to do it, simple as that. So I go up, and how it used to work, we would be in line, we would take communion, and then we disperse, new people would come in. So I'm up there, I'm taking communion, and my first thing, I'm praying, they told me to close my eyes, they said, break the bread, eat it. I'm eating it like, okay. I didn't say anything out loud, but then they said, all right, now for the blood of Jesus, just drink the juice. So I drink it, I'm like, very naturally, what is this, right? Now my mom also very naturally grabbed my wrist, started walking me out the church. Now the funny thing is, there was no CPS back then. If it was, I didn't know about it, and if I knew about it, I didn't have a cell phone, because cell phones didn't exist. And the other funny thing is, literally, everyone in church knew exactly what was about to happen, but everyone in church also agreed that what was about to happen was exactly what needed to happen. So no one said anything, right? So, now what's crazy is those thoughts I have about communion back then are the same thoughts I have now. Because I know exactly what it's for. You break it for the blood. It's for what God did. It's on Calvary. And you close your eyes and you're praying for it. And then they say, all right, break the bread and eat it. Like what? Who decided that this is what Jesus tastes like? When did that vote ever take place, and why did my vote not count? So, it's okay if your Jesus tastes like that. My Jesus don't taste like that. I like to think my Jesus tastes like the bread from Cheesecake Factory. That's my Jesus. That's my Jesus. Wait. Not the white one. That brown one, right? What is it? I don't know. It's good though. Who knows? Or the biscuits from Red Lobster. Alright? That's what my Jesus. Matter of fact, I can tell that if I start a petition today for pastor, that all y'all are signing like, you know what, we need that Red Lobster. And just think about it. Think about, I don't know if pastor's here, but admin staff, just think about it. If we had Red Lobster biscuits, you know how many people we would save? Like, that's what Jesus tastes like? Oh, I'm gonna try him today. And not just that, but it's I don't know why they gave us this papery substance and this purple sugar water, but anyway, so back to the story. So she takes me and we're walking, and two things about when I used to get whoopings in church. I don't know why my whoopings in church or the odds of me getting whooped was elevated when I was at church, but I felt like my mom was always trying to make an example for the other mothers. Like, this is what you do, whatever. I don't know. Never asked her about it. But she takes me, and two things. One, it was always with whatever shoe she was wearing. And two, it was always in the woman's bathroom. So I'm like 6 or 7, mind you. I've never been in the woman's bathroom. She takes me in, open the door, I go in, I'm like, this is nice. Fellas, I don't know if you've ever been in a woman's bathroom at a church, but they are glorious. I mean, when I went in, there was a waiting room, there was a sense of like lilac, kiwi, something. It was this nice plush couch that apparently they put it there for me to get whooped on. They had like glitter intertwined in the mirror, and then they had, look, this is the crazy part. They took clouds and they wrapped them around this roll and called it toilet paper. They give us like cardboard, just wrap it up. No Band-Aids or nothing, but that was too much info, that was too much. But that was the first thing I noticed, was like, man, this bathroom's really nice, and I only had a second to take it in, because then it was like, bow, bow. So the second thing was the shoes. So my friends actually understood what was happening then, and I can remember like it was yesterday. After that day, my friends would be talking, saying like, hey, they're in the back, and they're like, hey, we should go and do this, we should go in the basement, cause some mischief or whatever. And someone say, oh, we should tell Justin about it. And then one of my closer friends would say, nah, his mom got them 4 inches on, he ain't going nowhere. Oh, but if my mom was wearing flats in church, my friends meet me at the door like, what's up?